Follow this tutorial to learn how to rig any drawing you made in Moho. To start, I drew this little character in Photoshop, but you can use any drawing software of your choice. The important thing is to have the parts you want to overlap on separate layers. For example, here I have the arms and legs on separate layers. After importing into Moho, right-click on the group containing all your layers, and select Convert to Bone. You will see options added at the top left. With the A shortcut, you can add bones that will make up the skeleton of your rig. Here, I start by adding a main bone to easily control the entire character. Once finished, you can press B to select a bone, then P to check its parent bone. In Moho, each child bone will follow the parent bone. With the left click, you can reassign each parent and child bone. For example, the hand will be a child of the forearm of the arm, etc. Note here that I made a mistake during recording by assigning the bone of the arm to the central bone of the abdomen instead of the bone on the upper part of the torso. You can also add target bones for the legs. Now, press B and select all the bones, then press S. With the left click, bring the influence of the bones to 0. We will use another method to associate the bones with the drawing. I apologize for this part. My screen recorder did not capture some windows that open, but with my explanations, you should still be able to follow without any problem. Select the leg bone, then open the bone constraints window at the top left. Check the bone's target and select the target bone that was previously named for the right leg. You can see that a target has been added visually. Now we will focus on the rig of the right leg. First, select the layer containing the leg from your layers on the right. Then open the drawing option in the options offered at the top and select the Smart Warp option. You can see points appearing representing the mesh of the drawing of the selected layer. With the A key, I will simply add a few points at the fold of the leg. Now, select the bone corresponding to the thigh region, for example, with the B key, then press I, and select the points you want to pair. Proceed in the same way for the leg and then the foot. When you are finished, click on the group containing all the layers, then press Z. You can now try to move the target bone to check that everything is properly paired. As you can see, we have things to correct in the animation. To start, select the leg bone with B, then open the Bone Constraints panel. You can then add a maximum angle limit to the bone. Now we will use the Action panel. You cannot see it here because my screen capture tool did not record it, but I have the Action window open. If you do not have it open, you can go to the Tools window at the top to open the actions. We will then select the bone of the thigh region and create a new action from the Action window. At 24 FPS, we will create a new keyframe and rotate the leg as shown. We can see this unfortunate hollow that we will get rid of. Select the mesh of the leg, then adjust the points to improve the animation of the upper part of the leg. You can take your time on this step and make sure to check that the animation plays correctly over the entire rotation. Voila, a well-oiled leg. You can add a new action to correct posture for the opposite rotation. You can proceed in the same way to correct any movement of your choice. I'll leave you with the example of foot rotation. You can create actions for movements of your choice. For example, here, I'm going to create a new bone that will control a slight head rotation movement. To give the impression that my character is turning his head to the left, I'll adjust several points on the mesh at this action's level. That's it. Thank you for following this tutorial, and feel free to ask any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer. See you next time.